Breaking news tonight, the U.S. rushing thousands more Marines and sailors to the Middle East, and the major escalation in the attacks on energy facilities, sending oil prices soaring. The stunning new images from inside Iran, flames erupting from one of the largest gas fields in the world. The new warning from President Trump to Israel, don't do it again, as an American F-35 is struck over Iran. And the terrifying moment a missile hits just feet from a journalist on the front lines. Plus, Iranian missiles raining down on the Saudi capital. Our correspondent, Keir Simmons, is right there. Growing misery at America's airports, a violent attack on exhausted TSA officers in Dallas, security lines snaking downstairs, and the major airport now closing half its checkpoints. The update in the search for that missing college student in Spain, divers pulling his body from the sea. What we're learning about his final moments. Our correspondent is there in Barcelona. Our exclusive new reporting was top Homeland Security advisor Corey Lewandowski illegally profiting from his job. Up in smoke, boxes of fireworks catching fire in Texas, smoke shooting up into the air, how it all started. Is wine good for you? The major new study that may give the final answer, can wine extend your life? And the new miracle on ice, the hockey player who lost everything, leading his team to victory. Nightly News starts right now.
This is NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas.
And good evening. We begin tonight with an update just into our newsroom that the U.S. is accelerating its deployment of Marines and sailors to the Middle East. Thousands more now set to deploy in the coming days. And this all comes amid a major escalation in attacks on oil facilities in that region, sending gas prices even higher. Look at this. One of the world's largest gas fields in Iran consumed by flames. Iranian forces retaliating across the Gulf with a relentless barrage igniting this oil installation in Saudi Arabia. And watch this terrifying moment. A missile slams right into the ground just feet from a journalist in Lebanon as the Israeli offensive against Hezbollah there intensifies. It's a chaotic new reality, sending gas prices even higher, up 90 cents since the start of this war, hitting a national average of $3.88. We've got it all covered from the front lines to the White House. But we begin tonight with Keir Simmons in Saudi Arabia for us live. And Keir, let's start with that breaking news. Thousands more U.S. sailors and Marines heading to the region.
That's right, Tom. Two people familiar with the decision tell NBC News that 2,200 U.S. Marines will now be deployed to this region in the coming days, earlier than expected, as the war continues to escalate. Tonight, new images of Iranian gas installations consumed by fire after an Israeli strike, which, along with Iranian strikes on energy targets, have sent oil and gas prices surging. President Trump saying he spoke to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, telling him not to do it again.
I told him don't do that, and he won't do that. We didn't discuss. You know, we're independent, but get along great.
Tonight, Netanyahu responding.
Israel acted alone against the Slawiyah gas compound. Fact number two, President Trump asked us to hold off on future attacks, and we're holding out.
And tonight, a US F-35 jet making an emergency landing after suspected enemy fire, according to an official familiar with the incident. CENTCOM saying the aircraft landed safely and the pilot is in stable condition. All as Iran unleashing more attacks on its neighbors. Debris from interceptions igniting this oil installation, Saudi Arabia said. Saudi foreign minister condemning Iran's attacks.
What possible military purpose can you have for attacking a refinery in a non-combatant?
Can Saudi Arabia now ever envisage an Iran that is able to threaten it with missiles and drones and is able to determine the oil price by effectively closing the Strait of Hormuz?
What little trust there was before has completely been shattered.
All as the Pentagon saying it's decimating Iran's ability to attack, with Iranian missile and drone strikes down 90%.
They would shoot a lot more if they could, but they can't.
Keir, let's pick it up right there. The Israeli Prime Minister is also making a major headline tonight with some comments about the timeline of this war.
Tom, Prime Minister Netanyahu saying Iran can no longer enrich uranium or manufacture ballistic missiles. Netanyahu saying the war will be over sooner than people think. Here in Saudi Arabia, Tom, the drones and missiles keep coming. Tom?
Keir Simmons for us tonight. Keir, we thank you. We want to head to the White House, where despite those additional troops heading to the region, President Trump tonight says he has no plans to put U.S. ground troops in Iran. Here's Gabe Gutierrez.
Tonight, President Trump dismissing the possibility of any American boots on the ground inside Iran.
No, I'm not putting troops anywhere. If I were, I certainly wouldn't tell you. But I'm not putting troops.
He's also confirming the Pentagon's asking Congress for another $200 billion.
It's a small price to pay to make sure that we stay tippy-top.
That funding request could face skepticism on Capitol Hill as the war's economic impacts ripple across the U.S.
Everything's just going up and up and up and up.
The average price of gas has climbed about 90 cents a gallon over the last few weeks.
I thought it would be worse, much worse, actually. I thought there was a chance it could be much worse. It's not bad, and it's going to be over with pretty soon.
Polls show most Republicans support the president's decision to attack Iran, but clearly some don't, as this voter in Pennsylvania told NBC's John Allen.
If you could say something to President Trump and he was going to hear you right now, what would it be?
You're a worthless pile of shit.
And you voted for him how many times?
3 times. That was my bad. Apparently, I'm an idiot.
Still, the administration is defending the war. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent saying today there have been defections within Iran's leadership, though he did not offer specifics.
The regime will probably collapse within itself.
During a meeting today with Japan's prime minister in the Oval Office, a Japanese reporter asked the president why he did not give advance warning to allies before attacking Iran.
And we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay? Right?
Gabe Gutierrez at the White House signing. Gabe, the Trump administration also announcing new efforts to reduce energy prices?
Yes, Tom. The Treasury Secretary said today that the U.S. may lift sanctions on Iranian oil that is already in transit amid those surging energy prices. He said that move could free up 140 million barrels of oil. Tom.
Gabe Gutierrez for us tonight. Gabe, thank you. Turning to those long security lines at airports, which just keep getting longer and longer. And we're now learning about a disturbing attack on TSA officers working without pay at the Dallas airport. Here's Tom Costello.
Just as the next wave of spring break travelers hits the nation's airports, key TSA checkpoints are in gridlock and meltdown. Hours-long lines at Philly with half the terminal checkpoints closed. Nationwide, the TSA says roughly 10% of its officers are calling out every day, working second jobs to make ends meet. 38% call out in Atlanta with 90-minute TSA lines.
It's so bad, and this is the long line.
38% call out in Houston, too, with 2-hour delays. Adding to the stress, assaults on TSA officers. In Dallas, a 33-year-old man arrested for punching 2 TSOs and a police officer, facing up to 20 years in prison. The U.S. attorney warning violent conduct perpetrated against TSA and law enforcement officers will never be tolerated. Meanwhile, no progress in bipartisan talks on Capitol Hill to end the partial shutdown.
Do you see me? Do you see that I'm showing up every day?
TSA officer Heaven Jones has 3 children to feed.
A lot of stress on my family, deciding whether to pay for groceries, gas, all different types of bills.
At airports nationwide, airlines and food banks are feeding TSA staffers. The Trump administration warns if the shutdown and TSA call-outs continue,
you're going to see small airports, I believe, shut down. You're going to see extensive lines, and air travel is going to almost come to a grid halt, stop.
All right, Tom Costello joins us from Reagan National. And Tom, some members of Congress have now left town without an agreement.
Yeah, that's right. And the president of the union representing TSA officers is saying this is ridiculous to leave town without funding DHS. Tom, we have seen these members of Congress walk right through the airport, right past us, up to the TSA line, and go through past the officers who are now still not getting paid. Tom?
Quite the scene there. Okay, Tom Costello for us. We have exclusive new reporting tonight on allegations of corruption inside the Department of Homeland Security involving Corey Lewandowski, a close ally of President Trump. Here's Julia Ainsley.
Tonight, Corey Lewandowski facing allegations he solicited payment in exchange for securing contracts at DHS, according to multiple industry sources and government officials. In one incident, Lewandowski, a longtime Trump ally and powerful aide to outgoing DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, told the CEO of GEO Group, the nation's largest donor of immigrant detention centers, he wanted to be paid for securing new contracts for the company. Two industry sources told NBC News. GEO Group refused. And a major development tonight on the controversy around this ad.
But for the freedom only America provides.
NBC News confirming the DHS Inspector General is now investigating the awarding of this $220 million campaign. President Trump recently asked aides whether Lewandowski profited personally from the campaign, with one senior White House official telling NBC News he remarked to advisors, Corey made out on that one. A spokesman for Lewandowski called the allegations of soliciting payment patently false. A senior White House official telling NBC News before publication, we are aware of the allegations of pay-to-play involving Lewandowski. Tom?
Julia Ainsley breaking that news tonight. Julia, thank you. Tonight, some devastating news in the search for the American college student missing in Barcelona. Police say they've recovered his body in the water off the beach where he was last seen. Molly Hunter and her team were at that beach as police made the grim discovery.
Tonight, after a frantic three-day search, police recovered the body of 20-year-old Jimmy Gracie from the water off this popular Barcelona beach. His friends tell NBC News this is where they last saw him partying at 3 a.m. Tuesday morning, and nothing seems suspicious. Since then, they've been putting up posters in hopes someone may have seen him.
This is Xoco. It is super popular with young tourists who come here to Barcelona. And I just want to show you how close it is to the beach and to the water here.
Scuba divers, boats and helicopters have been scouring the area, desperately searching for clues.
We're on the beach now about 300 feet from where Xoco is, and police tell NBC News that Jimmy Gracie's body was recovered just off the coast this afternoon.
The Chicago area native, a junior at the University of Alabama, traveled to Barcelona for spring break to visit friends studying abroad. Gracie's aunt, Beth Marin O'Reilly, spoke to NBC News last night.
I think everybody would want a brother or a nephew like Jimmy. He's a great kid. He's responsible. He's a leader.
Today, members of Gracie's fraternity, Theta Chi, rallied together. The president of the chapter, who's also in Barcelona, described Gracie as a beloved brother and a man of upstanding character.
And earlier today, Jimmy's family released a statement saying they were grateful for the kindness and concern that people showed their family during this incredibly difficult time, and thanked people for holding their family in their thoughts and prayers. Tom?
Molly Hunter for us. Molly, thank you. And we're back in a moment with the fireworks fire engulfing these buildings in Texas. Take a look. And is that glass of wine good or bad for your health? The major new study that could settle this debate, that's next. We're back now with the former reality show star arrested and accused of molesting a minor. Authorities say Joseph Garrett Duggar, who starred in the TLC show 19 Kids and Counting, was arrested. He was accused of molesting a 9-year-old girl 6 years ago. The Duggar family did not comment today. And a massive fire erupting near Houston. Look at this. Those big booms and sparks you see, they're actually fireworks. Officials say the flames broke out inside an RV before spreading to some boxes of nearby fireworks. Luckily, nobody was hurt there. And it's the age-old debate, is that evening glass of wine good or bad for your health? Well, now a major study finds that while heavy drinking increases the risk of death, light consumption of wine is actually linked to a 21% lower risk of dying from heart disease compared to people who don't drink. But this is only true for wine. Any amount of beer or spirits is associated with a higher risk. All right, when we come back tonight, right here on Nightly News, the incredible victory on the ice, the teenager who bounced back from a tragedy, carrying his team to glory. Finally tonight, a high school in Rhode Island can't believe what they just witnessed. Not just a victory, but a goal by one brave player who laced up his skates after so much loss.
With the Rhode Island State Championship on the line and 30 seconds left in regulation, senior Colin Dorgan scored the biggest goal of his life, tying it up to keep Blackstone Valley in the game. The incredible moment coming after unthinkable tragedy. His mother, brother, and grandfather died in a mass shooting last month. Police say his father brought a gun to the game and opened fire. Just weeks later, Dorgan was back on the ice. He says it's what his mom would have wanted. The initials of his loved ones lost, now on his jersey.
Right here, right on my chest, and on my shoulders. I think they're with me every step of the way.
And so on championship ice, a team who had already overcome so much this season gave it everything they had, battling into quadruple overtime when finally this incredible goal, delivering a win that meant so much more.
And in this game, in the overtimes, I think I truly felt it in my heart and my soul that they're still with me.
Congratulations on that big victory. Colin Dorgan, one brave kid. That's Nightly News for this Thursday. I'm Tom Yamas. We thank you so much for watching. Tonight and always, we're here for you. Good night. We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.